You heard Bill Weber talk with Ricky Rudd earlier. Ricky said he hoped to have something to announce and things straightened out, perhaps by the Brickyard 400 next week or shortly thereafter. Wow, Nemechek's car slid in.
Ricky Rudd shift when he goes down the front straightaway, going into overdrive. Hey, Matt, we've seen Joe Nemechek lose a couple of spots. What's going on with his car?
Well, Benny, he's got the 77 of Dave Blaney working him hard for that third position. He came on the radio about a lap ago, and all he said to Brian Patty's crew chief, car is loose off 3, tight in the tunnel.
And one of the difficult things about this racetrack, 3 different shaped corners. You can't fix one. You can't fix them all. You got to fix one.
Yeah. Everything is a compromise at this racetrack, and that's why that a driver is so important at this racetrack.
You see that 25 car bouncing all around there in turn 3, and Ryan Newman will prepare the assault for the 4th position. Sterling Marlin, the championship leader, out in front after 100 miles. Just past 100 miles complete as Pep Boys presents the Pennsylvania 500. TNT Sports live at Pocono Raceway in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. Sterling Marlin is the leader after delays for red flags totaling 3 hours and 7 minutes. Put a very halting start to the beginning of this one.
And I tell you what, Sterling Marlin has a very good race car. He's about 3/10 faster than anyone else in the lead lap right now.
Marlin leading. Mark Martin is back in 12th place. Sterling's lead coming into the day on Mark was 55 points. As they run now, it's double that just about. How about that math?
Well, you worked on it for 5 minutes during the commercial.
Marlin up by an even 2 seconds on Tony Stewart, with Ryan Newman third, having just overtaken Dave Blaney for that spot. Dave is back to 4th, and Bill Elliott still runs in 5th position. You know, early in the race, we rode on board with Ryan Newman in the 12, and were wildly fascinated by the RPM he was turning his engine, according to our onboard telemetry.
I'm certainly fascinated, so let's sneak a peek here and see if we're seeing the same deal. Oh, I saw a big number there for a second.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see. Ryan Newman as he comes off the first corner, heading down the Long Pond Straight.
Holding it.
And he's going to turn over 9,000 RPMs in this corner.
9,100 and change.
Could not get off that corner very well. Had to feather the throttle just a little bit. Now here's where we're going to see some RPMs if he doesn't shift. Now earlier in the race he did not shift into overdrive down this front straightaway, and we saw 94, 9,500 RPMs. Listen.
Man, I'll tell you, that sounds good, though. I don't care what.
Yeah.
I hope it lasts, because that sounds good.
That front straightaway at Pocono is so long, teams use transmissions like were developed for the road courses to hit overdrive.
And see, if you can twist it that much, which he's doing, if you can twist it that much, then your RPMs don't drop when you don't have to downshift. So he's keeping up on the RPM range, and that's definitely an advantage.
Dave Blaney losing a couple of spots in that 77.
I guess that they feel like that Ryan Newman has not had a lot of road racing in his career, so it would really mess his lap up, his timing up, to try to shift a couple of laps. So what the heck, just turn it a few more RPMs and don't worry about shifting, and he'll be much faster. And right now he's running in 3rd spot, so I'm not going to argue with that strategy.
But he's got the big red Dodge closing in that rearview mirror. Bill Elliott has closed in on Newman the last couple of laps. Joe Nemechek, we watched his struggles out on the racetrack. Well, he's on pit road now, Matt.
An unscheduled stop for Joe Nemechek. He came on the radio half a lap ago and said, Brian, I believe I've got a tire going down. Remember, when they pitted before, they only took on 2 tires. So this will be a 4-tire change because they're not exactly sure which tire could be going down. A costly problem for Joe Nemechek.
And we saw Joe Nemechek smoke the tires trying to leave the pits. That's another problem with an overdrive transmission, is trying to get the car rolling out of the pits.
But you know, one of the things about this Pocono racetrack, at 55, 56 seconds a lap, you can make that green flag pit stop. He'll still be on the lead lap, barely.
Well, he better hurry. Sterling is coming hard. You're right, though. He's not going to probably lose a lap right here.
He'll stay on the lead lap, but he needs the race to run. He needs a caution is what he needs.
Well, he needs for Sterling Marlin and all these other cars to make their pit stops before the caution flag, before he has to stop again, and then the caution flag comes out. He'll be the leader. Or pretty close to the lead.
That 40 car is on a rail.
Really good. Look at that.
See how smooth his hands were through there?
And he's leader by 4 3/4 seconds, and it wasn't but just a handful of laps ago that Alan said 2 seconds.
Yeah. Sterling has led 11, about to be 12 laps today. In his entire Winston Cup career here at Pocono, 34 races before today, he'd only led a total of 60 laps at this racetrack. Period. He's got it going his way right now. Marlin maximizing points today at Pocono.
The sun is out in Long Pond, Pennsylvania, as our coverage of the Pennsylvania 500 presented by Pep Boys continues. Long rain delay, now a lot of racing ahead of us, and some interesting action at the front of the field. Sterling Marlin continues to lead. Let's take you deep into the field, beginning with Marty Snyder.
And Bill, that lead grows almost every lap for Sterling Marlin. Now it's up to over 7 seconds. He is the only one turning laps down the 51-10-second bracket. Last lap for Sterling Marlin, 56.172. Excellent run for these guys. He has said nothing on the radio. Tony Glover just keeps calling out the lap times. This car for Sterling has won twice this year at Las Vegas and Darlington, and only once at the finish out of the top 10. Dave?
Marty, Tony Stewart has also been very quiet on the radio. This is the same car that he used to his third-place finish at Chicagoland earlier this year, and he told his team it was either the best or the second-best car he's ever had at Joe Gibbs Racing. As for the 9 car of Bill Elliott, he right now is also all quiet on the radio. They fixed the loose through the center condition, and if he moves, now he moves into second place, so obviously they did fix that car, running much better for him. And if he can win today, he will take over the most wins for active drivers here at Pocono Raceway with a total of 5. Now in 4th place, the 12 car of Ryan Newman. He's just a little bit tight in that car. They'll try to make a change to fix that on his next stop. Ryan, who loves to go fishing everywhere he races, fished at Big Boulder Lake yesterday and pulled out a 4-pound bass. A pretty good take for this young rookie in the Winston Cup Series. Bill?
Well, Ricky Rudd started this race in 2nd place, restarted it in 7th, and is currently running 5th. But he believes his car was better before the second long rain delay than it was before it. We'll have to see what happens. Marty?
Bill Del Jarrett restarted after the rain delay in 11th. He is up to the 6th position, doing very well on the radio. He said nothing. Todd Parrott keeps telling him, you're doing good. The lap times look great. They've had 4 top 10s in their last 7 races. They might be on their way to another one. Weber?
Dave Blaney only took 2 tires during his last pit stop, restarted forward in the field, has slipped back a little bit. His car's a little bit tight, but the driver and the crew very confident. Some people want to say this is a single car team, but they've got Penske support. We'll see what happens. Dave Blaney trying to move forward in the field, Matt.
And Bill trying to reel in Dave Blaney is a 99 of Jeff Burton. He's still looking for his season's first victory. He started near the back. He qualified 33rd. He has climbed all the way up to 8th. All he said on the radio that his car was loose off the corners, so they made an air pressure adjustment. Meanwhile, John Andretti, the Andretti family, notoriously from Nazareth, they've got so much racing history, especially here at Pocono. He's never won here, although he claims he won a go-kart race when he was a kid. He qualified 5th. He was just passed by the 99 car 2 laps ago. He was a little bit loose in some areas, tight in others, so they adjusted with air pressure. Dave? Matt, the 48 car of Jimmy Johnson needs to stop for fuel and adjustments in about 10 laps. He's a little bit loose off. Just think what this rookie has done this year with 2 wins and a 3rd place finish here at Pocono. He's very confident now with the support of his team and the way that they're working together. We'll see him win another race before this year is over. Alan?
Sterling Marlin continues to add to his lead. It's up to 7.8 seconds now over Bill Elliott as we continue to go through the field. Mark Martin runs in the 11th spot now. And let's check with Bill.
Well, Alan, he's chasing Marlin on the track and Marlin in the points. Mark Martin second in points, 55 behind coming in here. Lost 6 points to Sterling last week. Mark a little tight on the racetrack. He has never won here at Pocono. Marty?
Kurt Busch having a fine run out there, Bill. He's restarted 16th after the rain delay. He's moved his way up to 12th. The car is a little bit tight for Kurt. They're debating on an air pressure change or a wedge adjustment right now, which will be the better thing. These guys have 4 top 10s in the last 5 races and had the very impressive run in New Hampshire when they came from 3 laps down to finish in the top 10. Dave.
Marty, Ricky Craven runs in 13th. That damage from the lap 1 incident to his 32 car on the front end is not causing him any problems right now. Temperatures are fine. It's just a little bit tight going through the corners. Alan?
Change of position for third. Ryan Newman moving up.
So Tony Stewart, they changed the 4 tires, but again, Zipadelli explained the strategy to see what their car was going to do so they would have some idea what kind of changes to make on the car as the pit stops ensue all day long.
Here come the 28 and the 88 to kind of join the fray for that spot as well. Let's keep going through the field. We left off with 13th place Ricky Craven. How about Jerry Nadeau? He runs in 14th, Marty.
Yeah, how about this one for Jerry Nadeau? Very impressive. He did have 1 race with his team earlier this year. Of course, at Sears Point, looked like they were going to win the thing. Had the transmission break at the end of the race, or the gear rather break at the end of the race. This is his first week in the car for the rest of the year. He will be in this car for Steve Grissom. The remainder of the year, the car a little bit tight right now, but overall very much happy with the race car. Matt Kenseth behind him on the racetrack in 15th. He told us he wasn't happy with his car during the rain delay. He said it's tight, but it's starting to get a little better for him. He has not had a top 10 in the last 4 races since he won at Michigan.
And Jeremy Mayfield, an unscheduled pit stop, I guess, Dave.
Actually, this is starting to fall in their pit window, Benny, but he was so loose that they needed to go 3 rounds down on the track bar to tighten that car up, as well as add fuel. It sounds like he shut the car off or stalled it. Now he refires it, and Jeremy Mayfield is off of pit road.
Yeah, it's been 35 laps since they pitted, so we are starting to trickle in. I figured we'd see everybody get up to around 40, but...
And it sounds like he was out of fuel. I mean, Dave said the engine was off.
Yeah. So Mayfield rejoins. And looks like he has lost a lap in the process there.
Yes, he has. He will be a lap down if the caution flag should come out soon. But as soon as all these leaders make a pit stop, he should be okay.
Tony Stewart slipping back as Rudd and Jarrett continue their march forward. Puts Rudd up to 4th, Jarrett to 5th, and Tony back to 6th. Now, Tony is the 6th place car, and look at that last lap speed for Sterling Marlin we saw there. 3 mile-an-hour difference just about.
Tell you what, that 20 car doesn't look like he's got any aero push problem. The way he drove underneath that car in front of him of Dale Jarrett. Yep, that thing was pinned right to the ground.
Now Rudd and Jarrett are up there pressuring Newman for the 3rd spot.
So once again, the Robert Yates cars, the 28 and 88, are very, very good this week, but they got to catch Sterling Marlin.
Yeah.
And they're going to need some help to do that.
Let's mention that Brett Bodine has come back out from behind the wall. He is 10 laps down, back in 40th place. Rusty Wallace has not returned to the race yet. Morgan Shepherd has gone to the garage.
And John Andretti just left pit road after making a schedule, I guess, 4 tire stop.
Yep, going to start to see all the leaders come in here in these next few laps.